Last week, we talked about how can we overcome the attacks from Satan. Because this is so important, because we all know that only those who overcome will enter into heaven when the time comes. So our whole focus is how to become one of those overcomers. But as we learned last week, it is not that easy. There are so many temptations out there, there's so many attacks out there, that Satan is trying to take us down by all means. Either it's just harsh ways, either it's just sweet ways. The Satan is looking for a chance to break our relationship from God. And then last week I said there are two kinds of attacks from the Satan. The harsh way, which is the suffering, pain, brokenness. It's kind of anything that brings us pain and tears and sufferings. And the other thing is the using candies. Okay? By providing us our need, the Satan trying to misguide us, okay, by providing material blessings, physical blessing, relationship blessing, that many people recognize as a signs of blessing from above. Satan used them. Okay? Satan used those blessings to tackle us, to trick us. So it is our responsibility to recognize, to discern where this comes from. For the first lesson today, we like to talk about the attack and threatening, the harsh way. Look at the Bible. This Bible story, everybody probably knows. I already preached about this years ago. You know, being in one church for 8 years. You probably preach about many parts of the Bible. But this is one of those stories. You already know, so I don't have to repeat the whole story again. But let's just talk about what's happening here. Okay? The Bible says this man, while Jesus was gone away, this father just brought his child. And looking for Jesus, but Jesus was not there. And then what happened was, this boy has been possessed by a demon, and demons are trying to kill him by just in many different harsh ways. As a parent, it is so hard to see that the children got suffered. I believe this father would have done everything that he could to fix him. Finally, he just brought his child to Jesus, but Jesus was not there, and disciples trying to heal him. Those disciples had made their journey with Jesus and have witnessed what happened, how Jesus did to the sick, and they know what happened. So they just tried to heal the boy in the same way they witnessed. They probably prayed, they probably commanded, they probably tried everything they could do but nothing happens. This boy's father must be very discouraged, and the disciples is probably very frustrated, embarrassed that Jesus came. That moment. And then this man said, "Teacher, I brought my son who is possessed by a spirit, and then this happened and that happened, and I have no idea what to do. I all seek your mercy." And in verse 21, the Jesus asked, "How long has this been happening?" And the father said, "Since he was a little boy." So it's all this boy's lifelong times. This boy has been suffered that way. The Spirit often throws him into the fire or into the water, trying to kill him. Here is the point. Life. You cannot expect all things that could happen to your life. Some of those things we could expect, and we could prepare ourselves for that. But some of those stuff you can never expect that happen to your life. And this is one of them. You can never expect that these horrible things could happen to your life, could happen to your children's life. But this happened. When these things happen, what's our first reaction? A shock and surprise. And what? We try to deal with it. We try to deal with it. Try to repair the problem, try to fix the problem, but sometimes work and sometimes not. When we are able to deal with those troubles, it doesn't come to us as harsh, but just one of those many problems. But when you try and none of those work, then it just becomes serious. You try to search all the resources that you have to deal with it. Nothing works. And the problem, your stress, it becomes heavier. Then what happens? The people start looking for the supernatural help. Okay? After trying all those help that you could get from around and nothing worked, then people start looking for the something unusual, the supernatural and superpower. That's why the people come to God and pray, but the many people believe in many different gods. So they just what? The old people, old ancient people, they just prepare the sacred water and then just what? Praying to the old trees and praying to stars and praying to the moon and praying to the nature, because they believe the supernatural, the small God that will probably dwell in those stuff, and those God will help if you seek real faithfully and truthfully.